continue? SaaS founders have this one thing really, really wrong. Stay tuned. So let me talk to you about when I was an office manager at Riggins Construction. We had a few customers actually that were senior citizens, boomers, and they liked to come to the office and write a paper check. We were fine with it. If you're 85 years old, you want to write us an $85,000 check for your construction project, we got you. I have a customer now who doesn't pay anything online. You want to meet at a coffee shop so I can get paid and we can have a conversation? You got it. I have another customer who doesn't know how to open my invoices in Xero, click how to pay and use that. Maybe it's just not a good experience on mobile because most people are using their phones. They don't have 42, 72-inch multiple monitors. They maybe have a laptop that's maybe old, but they're mostly on this device, and it's not necessarily the newest one. Just like me, I have a 2015 MacBook Pro that's still running strong. I have an iPhone Pro Max 13. It's fine. I mean, it's a little dented up, but it's fine. So I'm not replacing that technology, right? So I have another customer who wants to pay me on Venmo. That's fine, because I will figure out how to deal with it in my accounting system. The burden is not on them. The burden is on the business owner. And I'm at TJ Maxx. I am running the cashiers. Every shift, I have at least one person who tries to take a picture of a QR code instead of scanning it and touching the link to open their portal so they can get a temporary card to use that day. At least one. And they're not spending small amounts of money. They are experts in their own field. They are real estate people. They are staging homes. They are buying their second or third rental property. These are people with money that have expertise in something else other than tech. They don't know their username and password for their Synchrony account to pull up their or connect it to the app. These are common issues that the general population has with tech. And back to that biggest problem SaaS founders have, grossly overestimating the general public's competency with tech in general. If we only surround ourselves with yes men, yes women, if we never get pushback, if we only hang out with other people who are just like us, then that world where we just send an invoice and it's paid, and then magically that this workflow happens and then the work happens and then people log in from Singapore or the Philippines and their magic elves do the work and then we deliver it and the world is rainbows and unicorns. This is not how it works. Even the other day, I needed to change my credit card payment for Zero, my accounting program. And it was the most frustrating experience for me because it kept saying you had to pay now, and I already changed my credit card in there. So, because it's a subscription, it's a SaaS. So I changed my credit card. So I assumed there'd be a button to say pay now. There was no notification that said, thank you for updating your credit card. We'll try again in 5 minutes, or we'll try again in 20 minutes, or we'll try again tomorrow. Instead, it was just, you have to pay or we're going to try again in 7 days. I'm like, I just gave you a new credit card. Why are you trying again in 7 days? This is a frustrating experience. And I am somebody who understands SaaS, software as a subscription. I understand having a backup payment method. Um, by the way, that would be an awesome thing for y'all to add to your SaaS. Have a backup payment method so you don't have to bug your customers all the time. We forget we're doing other things. Even me doing other things. Forgot about it. Needed to move some money around. Decided I'll just put it on my Cash App card for now. I don't care. So the thing is, if you think that the general public is just like you, and the general public is the audience for your SaaS, or even a CEO that found you on ChatGPT, they don't know how to pay your invoice online. They're going to send you a paper check, right? I mean, this is how it happens. We assume that this is the only way. So when you assume that about your audience, then you really mess up your UI. You don't talk to them as humans. You don't have empathy because you really don't understand what a regular person is at that stage in their life. Your ideal customer may not be as competent at that specific area in your skill set. Your skills are not their skills. And I will tell you something that now that I know I'm autistic and ADHD, odd HD, ADHD, I now understand why, when I was in school to be a teacher, my science teacher said, "Oh, Bridget, you're going to have a really hard time teaching math." I said, "Why? It's my easiest subject." "That's why." And I said, "That doesn't make any sense." And he said, "You won't get why they don't get it." And he was right. When I taught second grade remedial math, I had kids who did not understand how to read an analog clock. We would try this way, this way, this way, this way, until we physically sat in a circle, 12 on the outside, two on the inside, all 12 kids with a number holding up, one with a short cardboard tube in the inside, one with a long cardboard tube in the inside, until we became the clock. They did not know how to tell time. Everybody learns a little bit differently. You should strive in your SaaS to be as human as possible, even if you're AI focused in the back end, because ultimately trust, especially with your money, your life, anything that has to do with fintech, insurance, invoicing, payments, project management, any of those kinds of things where the quality of your health, doctor's appointments, things like Ornament that analyze your labs over time, though, any of those things, you want the wide base, you want the wide user base. So why not do the extra work to have empathy in your marketing, empathy in your communication? That means having public blog posts that don't dumb it down, but speak their language and introduce yours. So there's a commonality. Kind of like when I went to France for WordCamp Europe in 2017, I went to Paris. So what did I do? I knew I needed to know enough French to be polite and to take an Uber. Bonjour, comment ça va? Ça va bien. Bonne nuit, like uh, bienvenue or whatever I was saying, right? You need to learn that. I did that when I went to Serbia. I had enough to say, ciao, kakosi, right? Hi, how are you? That kind of thing. So it's really important. And I see this trending in the wrong direction, folks. I see this trending in the wrong direction. I know that you want to be found. I know that your VCs are hard on you, but building your brand on X, publishing articles on your website so that people can understand your product, the use case, why they need it, not the features, why they need it, what problem or problems it solves for your general population, for your market, for your ideal customer profile, for your personas. You want that. You want that humanality. You want that human touch. You want that empathy. You want it to feel like, yes, I trust Google with my passwords. Yes, I trust this program with my login credentials. Yes, I trust this AI hookup to not be a phishing scam, right? So reach out. I would love to help you with your brand. I would love to help build your brand, connect with real humans, not vanity metrics. Go ahead and use some of your VC capital for ads and sponsored posts and whatnot, but you still need that trust to be there, that human connection. Because even if they do find your website, they're going to want to validate the recommendation they got, whether it was from a friend, Google, or an LLM. There's this discovery. You got the discovery going, but they still need the validation. Are you who you say you are? Are you someone worth signing up their credit card to pay for this program every month? And that's something to think about. My name is Bridget Willard. Thank you for tuning in. I will see you next time. Bye.